Hang on. Sorry. Speaking of that, I have to start the recording. One sec. Can you please explain to me how you can be in premium in the higher time frame and still look for longs in the lower time frame if smart money only longs and discount? Smart money does not only long and discount. The thing is, you wanna add that as a confluence. Uh, I just do back testing. I don't do any live market streams. Um, so basically, with ICT, what we do is just one of our things to not long and premium, right? But the thing is, if we're mad bullish and price is just pushing up, then we're not always gonna get a drop back down into discount. So if you're with the bias, if it's with the strong bias, then we don't have to always wait for discount to be hit. As long as you get like a decent liquidity swing point swept, you can usually go off of that if it's with along with the bias. My kids are here and they're running around riding scooters and they have like walkie talkies so we can keep in check with them. So sorry if you hear them popping off on the walkies. The volume down button on the left. You see it? Sorry, what's up? Sorry, you guys. What's up? I like the Alpha Futures cap. Yo, thank you. With the got the hat and the shirt on today, actually. What trade did you take today, dude? Okay, I didn't take anything, but I'll tell you what. This is what I was watching to take. Right, I was gonna take this because we swept this buy side. We were delivering out of this gap to the left, and I was genuinely like, the way I'm trading right now is I'm only gonna aim for 25 points hard TP, right? But I wasn't awake for the AM short. But check this out. Before this closed, this literally wicked down 25 points. So there's no way I'm taking that. We wicked down 20 points before the close. So as much as I still thought it was going to go down, I'm not going to take that after that. But this looked really good to me. Like, at least I figured that this, after we swept buy side and rejected from this gap, that this BPR would probably be the next draw, and so I felt confident to take this. But like I said, it wicked down, so I couldn't. So rip. Yeah, it's so the thing is I just kind of felt like this was a protected high, and I've been kind of like experimenting with fading. Like, once we put in a protected high, I'm like using that as a confluence to go the opposite direction. Because I'm only aiming for 25 points. So even if, you know, this gap right here, see how we just like barely tapped into this and rejected super hard? 2 minute. 2 minute or 1 minute, actually. Either one. But after I see that, I was like, dude. And I was just going to combine these two gaps. But it shot down and I couldn't get entry. But yeah, alright, let's get into back testing because this isn't going to be a super long one today. Is anybody new in here? Who's new? Who's new? I know there's at least a couple every time. Yep, new. I'm me. All right, are you new to trading or are you new to the dungeon, or are you new to just backtesting with me? New to this Discord? Alright. New to backtesting with me? Alright. Just new to backtesting. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, basically, I try and do this the same way every day because trading is about consistency and repetition, right? So, what do we start with right now if we're looking for a trade? Let me go to the next day first. It's going to do this again. You're good. Bias, draws on liquidity. Okay. Bro. Okay. So here's Monday, 8:30. Did I turn recording on? Yes, I did. Oh, and I'm sorry, but I feel like somebody asked earlier what's my YouTube. My YouTube is Oxano NQ. Oh, sorry. Leaving now to meet the girls at the basketball court. Dang. You guys, we're gonna wrap this up quick. We're gonna be like speed running these, I swear on everything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm ready to go play with my kiddos. Alright. So, higher time frame, bias, draws on liquidity, bias. Okay. How do we determine bias? Higher time frame FVGs. And DOLs. All right. Zooming out here to the 4 hour. What are we looking at here? If you were just to take a quick glance at this, would you think longs or shorts? Bull run, I guess. Longs. Bullish. All right. First thing I'm going to do is draw this. Right? So, as you can see, we've bounced here multiple times. Okay? So, as long as we're holding this up, I'm going to be looking for longs. We also have another higher time frame gap right here. A bullish gap. So, here's a premium and discount question, or example, I guess. If we were to draw out this leg, we technically are in discount of this run, right? So now is a pretty good time to try and look for longs, yeah? Full port longs, exactly. All right, so we will just, I think I'll skip ahead to market open maybe, because usually I have these start at 8:30 so that we can check for a data candle. So we backtest one setup for lives, but we didn't have one, so. All right, so pretty nice dump right into what? The same 4 hour gap, right? So it's possible that we get a bounce or we're coming after these lows. You guys agree? Based on the way we're V-shaping through this gap, I think we may be coming after these lows. Anyone not understand why I think that? Let's check on ES and make sure we don't have a SMT at the bottom, which we do. Okay, so ES has already swept these lows, so I would not be opposed to taking longs here still. All right, so we currently have an SMT. What NY time do you start scouting? After New York Open, usually. I'm normally a PM trader too, so I don't usually trade AM that much. Usually during NYAM, the only thing I'm scouting is my pillowcase. All right, so we have a bullish SMT. We tapped into this 4 hour. Let's see if we can get a long setup, or if we just keep dumping to, whoa. Sheesh. Um, somebody's gotta say it. Is it a good idea to take the first V shape after a dump like this? No. Does anybody not know why? I feel like you don't know why. Okay, so I'll tell you why. Look at all of this move down and all these gaps above here. So even though we have this V-shaped nice inverse setup, look at all the gaps that we have above. Right? So we don't know if we're going to close above this and then just keep ripping. Now, could we check for a more singular time frame? You know, sure, but no matter what time frame you switch here, I don't know why I just pointed like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. This is too many gaps to try and just long against, okay? So we don't know if we're bullish just because we have this SMT and we bounce out of this gap. Any of these bearish gaps could hold price down and we don't know. So the thing Dodgy teaches to do is to wait for price to come down. We take this low for a second time, right? Now you have a target that is more near to you to the left. So instead of taking this inverse, you know, maybe this ends up being a swing that we can use to target from here. Does that make sense? This just the liquidity points from right here are too far away, and there's too big of a gap right here to take this right away. Plus, we're still not even at market open, so it's like, meh. Okay? See how, like, we are getting this pump. This isn't terrible. This isn't terrible, honestly, chat. I can't lie. This is a really bullish wick right here. 5 min. The 5 min. I just don't like this right above. Yeah, 3 min looks better. So we'll keep an eye on this 3 minute. Look at ES. Sheesh. Yeah, so if we get the candle close on this candle, I would probably take it. And we got BE up here. So, unfortunately, we did not get the close on that, which is fine. What are we targeting? Probably just the 50% of this. Yeah, like any of these imbalances above. But see again, okay, now here's the thing. That question right there was such a good question to point out what we were just talking about. What are the targets, right? Which is exactly why it's better to wait for us to get a target than another manipulation move. Like, I would honestly, the dream scenario would be, right? It's 8:58. The dream scenario would be to chop and generate buy side until open. Then at open, we get a Judas swing down, manipulate, swing, take out this low, then get an inverse up. Does anyone else agree with that? Bro, is PM session better than AM? Bro, I'm telling you, PM has been just, like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but New York AM session has been a nightmare for me. I've Asia, Asia, pre-London, and PM are my go-tos. I literally wouldn't mind like sleeping through all of AM low key. Dude, this looks ES with the 30-second confirmation setup. She. How well do IFVGs work? The same, bro. The thing is when you take a play during Asia, like you might get those same 20 points, but it's just gonna take like it'll take like 3 hours to get those 20 points instead of like 30 seconds during NY. Because there's just too much going on with all the Trump stuff, man. The market is like the market's getting mixed emotions right now is what I feel like. Any minute Trump could tweet and just ruin everything. Bro, why is this V shaping? Alright, please come back down. Yes. Okay, I like this. For real, Vert and Trump tweets be too. Dude, when Vert tweets, I wish he would let me know ahead of time so I could just go short. Do we look at the 30-second here, chat? Oof. Oops. Should we recheck the 3-minute? We missed the entry on the 3-minute, but honestly, I don't mind. Now I mind. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, you guys. Low key, the 3-minute triggered, and I was just sitting here staring at the 1-minute. My fault. But you can see, even though we didn't actually take it, you know, you'd be up 50 points here. This one? Oh, there. Still missed it. That's alright. Honestly, I would like to wait for open. Break even. You could have, so basically would have been a scale break even play. Stop would be a close below the 3-minute gap. Yes, indeed. Okay. Now, can you see that this looks like it may be shaping out to be doing what we were saying would be nice, right? So now, if price comes down, sweeps this low again, now we have this, and these gaps as targets to the left, rather than just these big gaps. Does that make sense to you guys? So, yes, the 3-minute worked, but I mean, we painted out a picture and we're waiting to see if that's what plays out. So. All right. Do we have an SMT? Nope. No SMT. This gap is kind of meh. Should we try this? Thank God. Whoa. Well. So this BPR to the left right here is holding tough. Now we just get this giant pump candle. I'm not really sure. All right, wait a minute, chat. Wait a minute. Nah? No delivery? We got delivery out of this 4 hour. And here. I guess. I mean, it closed below, but then it, you know. I feel like we at least hit this BE. We're going to try this, low key. Put our BE here. Oops. News at 10. I don't know. Is there a way to check? Top right. No. Stop loss is not too bad. I use Forex Factory, but this, it was just the from the FX replay. So smack the break even. So we'll go BE there. Should we scale here since we swept this high? I know we're not risking a lot, but I'm not really sure where our full TP would be. Up here, maybe? If we're going to hold for higher, then we got to scale. Otherwise, I'll probably just try and hold to this. Yeah. So you want to scale and hold for higher TP? I think that's what we should do for some reason. Scale and go for like this. Yeah, let's try that. I'm sorry, guys. Does anybody here not understand why we took that? I forget that a few people said they're new, so I'm not sure how. I hope you guys are following what's happening here. So we'll scale there and hope that this keeps ripping. Bang! Easy peasy. Absolute banger. 112 points. Sheesh. It's like a 3.5 R. Put in this order block here. That was nice, you guys. Right? Dude, I'm telling you, AM, the targets don't hit anymore, bro. Dude, in AM, if this is where our TP was, it would have went like this. I swear, dude. That's what happens every time. All right, here, let's journal this and put it in the chat. Oops. So, no SMT. All right, so here we go. This 30-second BPR held. Oh, wait, I'm blind, bro. No, it didn't. Well, I'm doing a delivery from the 4-hour, to be honest. It's fine. Because don't forget that on the 4-hour, we also have an SMT down here, so that's why, too. So it's another reason. Do you move stop? Sorry. Awesome. Good to hear. Do you move stop to BE when it goes past it, or move stop to entry when price goes past BE? Maybe I'm not understanding the question, bro. I'm sorry. Do you move stop to BE when it goes past it, or move stop to entry when price goes past BE? Wait, what? I'm sorry, I feel like that's the same thing. Do you guys think that this keeps ripping to this high or what? Move stops to break even when it breaks the break even target. Yeah. Go to 5 and 15, please. 5 minute. Oh yeah, this is gonna keep ripping. I would be surprised if this high didn't get hit. All right, let me. So, this was A plus in my opinion. A plus. So we have discount, sweep, SMT, momentum, clear targets. Don't put the stops up at the BE target. Yeah. I see. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So you can do that if you want to have a trailing stop loss. Like basically you would move if you put your stop loss up to where your break even is, then you would just secure a little bit more of the bag if it does come back down. Yeah, you could do that instead of scaling, low key. Like let's say your target is 25 points and it gets to 25 points and it just keeps ripping, like you could just put your stop up to your full TP and just hope that it keeps running. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, whatever. Secure the bag. Who cares? So, discount, delivery. This gap is definitely singular. So Having that SMT with the 4-hour low was everything, really. That was nice. Wait. It looks like there may have been like a little weird SMT here at the bottom, but I'm not going to count that. We're playing camping and building a fire, and the girls are roasting hot dogs with wood sticks. Let's go. That's awesome. All right, so I'll post this in here if anybody needs to see that for later. What a banger, you guys. All right, we're going to go to the next day, or do we stay for PM in the same session? I feel like this backtesting we were going to do AM and PM trades, like for this account. Plus, I kind of want to see if this high gets hit. Oops. Do we just fast forward to the PM session? I think that would make sense. I think we probably skip ahead, yeah? What do you guys think? If we're going to do AM and PM trades, then we might as well just skip to the PM session. All right. No way. Bro, look. Classic New York. All right, there it is. So there's the high getting hit. Just like we thought. Low key, I don't know if after that move we're going to get a PM trade. Unless we get a short setup to come down and break this 4-hour SMT. Now that would be fire. There's just not really anything to take right now. But we'll skip to PM. What's PM? Like 1:30 or something? Watch, we're gonna... Yeah, we're avoiding sitting through chop. No big deal. $12.30. Bro, why is this such a struggle? All right. Bro, how do I move 15 minutes? Oh, I'm an idiot. Now it's 1:15, 1:30. Okay. Jeez, you guys. I'm a struggle. So it definitely looks like we're just getting some accumulation after pumping up like that. Let's zoom out and see if we're in a higher time frame gap to the left. We are. So we actually wicked up here, and this gap to the left is holding. Looks like we inversed this gap, but this is the last gap in the leg right there, and it's holding pretty tough. So we're also... So we have some really nice engineered lows down here. We made it, for real. And we're also getting like some engineered lows here. So we're kind of also getting LRLR above here. So at this point, you guys, I'm open to play either side, I think. But I'm not sure which side's going to play out first, if that makes sense. That 1 hour gap held like a beast right here. Like we tried, it's also a 30-minute gap too. So it's possible that we want to come back down and break this SMT down here. We'll see. Let's just keep playing. Oops. There's this 2-minute gap to the left. So this 2-minute gap to the left is holding pretty nicely. So you can see now that after pumping up and sweeping all this buy side and hitting this gap here, we're kind of more starting to respect bearish PD arrays instead of bullish PD arrays, right? So it's possible that we have a sell model going on. Oh. We also have this SMT up here at the top. So can you guys all see how each trade setup though you kind of go through the same thought process, right? Like SMT, liquidity sweep, targets, V-shape, delivery. That's like pretty much it, you know what I mean? So right now we have an SMT at the top. We'll see if this holds or if NQ wants to come up and break that. SMTs at the top, SMTs at the bottom. Can go either way right now. So some PM choppage, which is okay. This gap right here is holding pretty tough still. It's possible that alright, so it looks like we finally broke this 2-minute, which I don't know, that's a long way to go for ES to break that SMT, I can't lie. We'll see what happens. Yeesh. Alright, so if there are SMTs both ways, would you wait for one of the SMTs to break first? It doesn't really matter. The problem here is we already swept a bunch of buy side, right? And so I feel weird, like after already sweeping buy side, I would need us to dump before taking another long. So it's like I'm probably more looking to find a short setup right now. So I'm not basing all of it on the SMTs. I'm marking them to keep them in the back of my mind. But the SMT at the bottom, I'm actually less worried about than this one. I'm more focused on this one, and if this one holds or gets broken, to be honest. But I don't want to assume that it's going to, right? Especially because when you zoom out, this gap's been holding. So I don't want to target an SMT at the top with a bearish gap that's been holding. So you can see we tapped into it again and we got another Bearish reaction. So, see how now we have this SMT at the top. We have these lows down here. We have these lows down here. Now we're kind of like also getting this, right? So now my dream scenario might be if we actually pump like this and get an inverse down, target these lows. Little manipulation, little AMD, you know? If we've been pumping all morning, it would make sense to catch a reversal at some point during the day, right? Unless it's just a crazy trend day, which it doesn't look like that's what it is. So this is really just kind of rangy right now. Yeah, guys, I think we go to the next day. I think this PM is cooked. We're just like chopping around in this big 1 hour. Yeah, we're gonna go the next day, chat. This PM is cooked. I would rather honestly just try and catch another trade because I can't. I'm not gonna stay on here for much longer, and we only took one trade, so cool. Let's go. One setup for life. Data low, data high. Does anyone not know what the one setup for life is? I think reliable streaming. Okay, so out of curiosity, so NQ literally came up and yeah, reliable all week. NQ literally came and took out this high again, and ES is still way down here. So ideally, I'd like to get a setup to target this data low, which is in this 4 hour. But yeah, we'll see. Guys, we're dumping. Okay, so the data low's gone, or the data high's gone there. Bro, don't do this. So if we want to get a data low setup, this might be what we want to see. Engineer some lows right here, right? Maybe manipulate up again at open, and then get a short setup down to target the data low. So still nothing. Yeah, we're gonna wait till open for sure, for sure. So literally no fair value gaps being put in anywhere, which is okay, right? Maybe what we're doing here is generating this sell side while accumulating, and then maybe we'll get manipulation to come back down, target this data low. I feel like it might be, so no, it's not. It was until we came and took out all this. Now it's not. But good looks. I looked at that a second ago, but then I realized that it wasn't. Okay, so finally we're getting a... I'm on FX Replay and can't find NQ. Do you have like a paid version? Mine, I can literally just... It gave me like the futures contract option. So let's look and see if we're, yeah, so we're rejecting, well, we've tapped into this 1 hour. I don't know if we're going to reject it or not, but we've tapped into this 1 hour. So if we were to get a short setup here, we can check mark delivery, right? Now, do any of these time frames look good? This probably looked the best out of all the other time frames. Hey, have a good one. Maybe this 4 minute because it's just a little more singular. But the 3 minute, we're gonna watch the 3 minute. I think I like this. If we get a nice V shape through here, I like it. All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Ew. So chat. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking for a short still, regardless of this data low. As long as this 1 hour gap to the left is holding. There's either two things that's going to happen. We're either going to keep ripping up through this and not get a setup, or maybe we get a short. Ouch. You guys, what is this price action? Let's check and see if we have an SMT at the top. Oh. Okay, so ES also finally broke this SMT, you guys. Friday, Vert. Tuesday, March 14th. I want to see. Okay, so I'm going to mark this gap out for a potential setup, low key. This is really wiki price action. All right. It's still wiki. Like, that was a good candle, but there's no gaps being put in, which is kind of lame. This is pretty choppy, actually. Yeah, I like that we have good targets down here, but I'm just not seeing any valid setups for it yet. We'll keep watching. Maybe the macro here will give us something. Or, like, you'll get some more doji candles. You know? Bro, what is this? Let's check these time frames here. How often do you backtest, Luxano? At least once a week in here I try to. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on where the market wants to go right this second. So we just inversed this 1 hour gap too. So I would assume that this would be the next draw, right? Yeah, this is to, we have a data low below. We've swept a bunch of buy side already. Kind of on the fence here. Yeah, this is kind of just a slow grind up. I wouldn't be surprised if, yep, okay. Well, there's that, just like I was saying. So there's the high. The 1 hour high just got swept. Is it not better to, is it better not to long? I mean, we're not really getting any good setups to take along anyway, so. But we just swept this 1 hour high. And, geez, we might honestly be bullish to here even. I don't know if we're going to get this data play, chat. Yikes. Sorry, I'm trying to fast forward to PM, really. Dude, you guys, this is... We're putting in some sell side, baby. Holy. But there's no gaps. We're not getting any gaps. Like, we're on the 1 minute time frame and we're not getting gaps. Here's a gap. Oh, we got a gap. Sweat this low. LRLR. See, we'll mark this to be what's holding price for now. We also just tapped into a 15 minute. I just don't like all this. Dude, this actually, I don't know. I feel like I would take this, to be honest. This to me doesn't look like something that would hold price down. But maybe that's just me. Bang. All right. I feel like we're going to try this. This is ugly, to be honest. So no SMT or anything, which is fine. Yeah. Equal highs above, but they're touching. I mean, I do like this. But it's like the first inverse setup after we've been chopping all day. Right before 130, bouncing from this gap. 2 minute. 2 minute might look better here. 3 minute makes me not want to take it. 4 minute makes me not want to take it. 5 minute makes me not want to take it. Yeah. I got more things telling me not to take it than to take it. So we're gonna skip. Probably, yeah. Glad we skipped. So if we are gonna get along from here, I probably would want to see this get swept. This is not good. This is not PA that you want to be trading. Why did I skip? Yeah, because there's just too much right here to the left. And just because, like, here, I'll go back to here. On the 1 minute, sure, it looked good. But then when we started changing time frames, it started looking worse and worse and worse. So that's why. See that? Like on the 1 minute, it looks pretty good. But then when you switch to this, it's like, switch to this, no. And you can see it failed immediately, so. Bro, we're not getting like, this PA sucks. There's nothing to take, unfortunately. We just checked all the time frames. Like, this is just, there's nothing here. It's 2:30. Chat, we're going next day. I want to get one more trade in, but I don't want to stay on here too much longer. This looks like a news candle, but it doesn't look like we have a one set up for life, unfortunately. Let's check. Oops. Where are we at on the 4 hour? So 4 hour, we've tapped into, well, looks like we might be wanting to knife through this. We still have this data low down here that we never got to get a setup for, so maybe we get one. Seeing a data wake be put in, but no one set up for life. I know, dude. What is this? I don't want this box anymore. Interested to see if we want to inverse this 4 hour or not. How long till the close? An hour? Still not even market open. Put in some relative equal lows right here. I want to skip to open. That's still not open. Jeez, this is rangy, bro. Okay, so pumping up at open. We've got relative equal lows down here. We also have a bullish SMT down here, which I didn't see, but this is still really choppy. This is the data wick still. Yep. Jeez. Well, at least we got one banger. I mean, this is the reality of trading, though. Sometimes, right? Sometimes you don't get good setups. All right, Wednesday. No, no news. This is garbage. Bro, that's... be so forced to take that low key. I think it might work to this low though. Yeah, it did. Jeez, bro. Dude, this is so bad. Holy, finally got a gap. Just tapped into this. Oh, no way, bro. Come on. Dude, this is awful. No way this 3 minute just keeps holding like that. Alright. I low-key want to take this to the data low. What do you guys think? So we wicked up into this 30 minute multiple times. Dang, this is actually really, really bearish looking on the higher time frame. See how we keep reaching, but keep getting pushed back down. We reach up and push back down, reach up, push back down. This is a half size, hold longer trade. Yeah, I think so too, because it's it's 120 points. But I like this V shape down. See how we're inversing all this right now? The only thing I don't like is this 15 minute has not been inversed yet, but I think no, it's not. It's really not. The only reason that I liked it is because of how many times it has supported price, and then we finally just yoinked through it. So it's like, it's not one of those ones that's really V-shaped and has a lot of momentum, but it's one of those ones that's just like, it's held for so long and then it finally broke. So I like these relative equal lows. ES is also looking very weak. So go break even. Probably break even here. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Stop loss is not very big, so that's cool. So we'll see if we can we'll see if we can catch a freaking banger right now to end the stream. I'll raise the stop loss up a little bit. This is, the more I'm looking at this, it looks bad. Yeah, dude, for real. I agree. That's what I was just about to say. The more I'm looking at this, I don't like it as much. I do like this candle though. And we do have good targets down here. Well, this is what backtesting is for. You know, just to try. Well, this is basically just to experiment the draw for the data wick. That's what we're going to do. We'll just risk a little bit less. Should we go like half or 0.7? .001? Okay, buddy. Cool, immediately in drawdown. Bro, I saw that coming, dude. I knew that was gonna happen, bro. I can't lie. I started like looking at it, was all, this looks so bad, dude. I wonder if it holds. No. So there's the stop out. Unlucky. And you know what? This is just like some random inverse that triggered in the middle of a bunch of chop, right? Not clean at all. So, lesson learned there. Don't just take some random inverse, right? Like you want to see candles be putting in some gaps in a direction. You don't want to just take some random inverse like that. Sometimes they work, but that one was horrible. You guys, I can hear my kids playing in the other room, and it's way too cute, and I'm just gonna call it there, okay? Sorry we didn't take very many trades, but sometimes that's what it is. So, appreciate your time, you guys. Have a good day. I'll upload this, and it'll be posted in the live streams thing. Later.